guys, it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build. Today I'm actually building a starter home. I just really felt like having that budget restriction. So this is a 1-bedroom starter home coming in at 19,955 simoleons. So it's right at the top of a 1-sim starter. However, the bedroom does have a double bed, so you could definitely have 2 sims here and have a little bit more money. And there's plenty of room on this lot if you did want to go ahead and expand the house and, upgrade it as you get more money, add more bedrooms, all of that sort of stuff. But it is fully furnished. I had a bit of fun with cluttering it up, like not too much considering it's a starter home. But you'll see I go back and switch some stuff out later to save some money and make some of those decisions to see what was more important later on. But for right now, one of the biggest mistakes I'm making is putting steps, because you want to know what's way cheaper than steps? Platforms. So I'll be swapping that out way later on to get back quite a bit of simoleons. So we end up even having a laptop in here, which is really exciting. So you end up having not only a TV, but you have the laptop, you have like everything you need, just everything. There's no like grill out back, but that's not necessary. There is one planter pot and plenty of decorations. I definitely did not skimp on the various like window boxes. And also this is a limited pack build. I only used Cats&Dogs, Seasons, and Discover University in this build. I don't think that's a combo I've done before. I feel like I use Seasons and Cats&Dogs a lot when I do limited pack builds, and I was like, what would I like to use with that? And I really wanted to use the university windows, so went with that. Yeah, the outside color, as you saw, changed quite a few times, but I ended up going with this light green and brown look, and I really, really like how that came out. But right now I'm adding a bump out on this side. This is where the bedroom is going to go, because I was realizing with the shape I made the house, it wasn't going to work. There was nowhere for the bedroom to go. And then just figuring out the rest of the layout here, where we're going to put the doors, where the kitchen's going to go, all of that. I think it came together pretty easily. I just was a little unsure about the kitchen at first, but it's kind of a strange shape out in the back here, but I think it worked out nicely in the end. And you can definitely save a little bit of money if you wanted to get rid of the archway there and just knock down a couple of walls. I just thought the archway looked nice, so that's what I ended up doing. So you walk directly into a very spacious living room, and then in the back is the kitchen, the bathroom, and then off to the side is the bedroom. And the tiles I used in here are from base game. I changed the swatch of it so many times though, but I'm pretty sure I did keep the yellow in the end if I'm remembering correctly. But I almost went with a blue shade instead, and here I am realizing the door is floating out back. So I add a platform to kind of go with that, but I didn't realize till later that I needed to add another one to step down, but not a big deal because platforms are very affordable compared to stairs. Like, stairs are so expensive. I never really paid attention before to how expensive they are in game, but it's a little bit ridiculous, especially for a starter home. Like, how do you have a 2-story starter home? Anyway. I kind of just talked over the kitchen. That's pretty much all that's in it. I add some clutter to it a little bit later, but of course using those cheap base game countertops. And then into the bathroom here, I do pick a more expensive toilet, but I do swap it out later to get some money back and put the cheaper toilet in there because, right now it's just like, I want to use the items I like, which is not the best option for a starter home. Although I did keep the Seasons bed. I was like, well, if I'm using Seasons in this house, I want to use the Seasons bed. It's to nobody's surprise that that's my favorite bed in the entirety of the game. I just love how the comforter hits the floor. There's just something so special about that. But in the living room here, I'm very indecisive. I was like, let's get a fireplace. And for some reason, I thought, you know what? We're building a starter home. Let's get a giant wall-mounted television that costs like 2,000 something simoleons. That does not end up staying there. I do swap that out later, but you guys get to see the decisions as I make them and be like, what was she thinking? And yeah, I do change the color of these couches. I do really like to use this one and the orange one sometimes though, because they have more of a texture to them. I wish we had more swatches of it that have texture on them so they're not so flat. But I ended up going with a beige one, I'm pretty sure, in the end. But I just want more textured couches. I want more couches. I want more furniture in general. I feel like no matter how often we get new packs, I'm like, but can I have more things to work with? Speaking of which, I will never make it a common thing on the channel, but I've a couple of times dabbled with some CC, and I think I might do like a single build sometime soon, just playing around with some really cool CC. Just wanted to get some of your guys' input on that. I think it could be kind of fun to do. There are some amazing CC creators out there, and I'd love to play around with some of their stuff. But anyway, just working on some landscaping. Of course, I'm using tons of Show Live Edit objects, debug, all of that. I use it throughout the house, but obviously a ton in the landscaping. I do that even when I'm not using a budget, because it's just better than the regular landscaping options. There's just so much to choose from, and how could I not, since I love landscaping so much? But I'm using these little stones that I really like to be the walkway up to the front steps, which, like I said, later on I will be getting rid of those steps because that's 2 staircases. I have 2 staircases in the front of the house. Oh, it saves so much money to get rid of those. I still can't believe I did that. But it's okay. I fixed it. And it's funny because I made all those decisions, and then I realized how much the steps cost. When I was editing this speed build, I saw the money and I was like, oh my gosh. So I finished this and I was like, I finished editing what I had and I was like, you know what? No, we're going to go back in there and I'm going to make some changes. So when we get to doing all of those changes at the end, it was actually after I edited the rest of this video and I was like, no, I'm not happy enough with it. I want more clutter. I want more money to work with here. So let's get rid of those steps and see what we can do with that and swap out any other items that I might be able to get a little bit more money for, which I know was definitely the television and the toilet, because I don't know why I picked those ones. But we're still working on landscaping now. I love these low-lying flowers that are blue. I think they're so pretty. The flower like this, the low-lying flowers that come in the regular catalog, only come in yellow, so it's really exciting to use a few different ones that are in Show Live Edit objects that come in other colors. I realize most of this voiceover, I've just been making fun of myself for the decisions I made and being way too ambitious with it. Please tell me I'm not the only one that gives themselves a budget or some sort of challenge to go with in The Sims and is far too ambitious and just fails completely like that, because I legitimately thought I could afford those things in here and still have a fully decorated space. And yeah, does anyone else do that? But anyway, here we are finally changing these couches to another color because I really liked the green rug. I feel like I only discovered the swatch of this rug not too long ago, and it's a base game item. I just didn't know it had that swatch. Oh, and then this is a great way to have a coffee table without having to pay for a coffee table. There is a crate from Cats&Dogs in the debug catalog, and if you size it down, it's like a perfect square coffee table, and I loved that. The steps are finally gone. Getting a platform saved a bunch of money. And we're going to make some changes according to that. So now I'm going to swap out the toilet. I'm almost going to put a desk in here. I decided to put the laptop on the kitchen table instead and put a dresser in the bedroom. You don't need a dresser. As long as you have a mirror in the space, you're all good. But I wanted one anyway. I thought it looked nice. Swapping out this TV. Scaling up the small TV is a great way to get a bigger TV for a smaller price. So I did that, adding some more artwork, some curtains over here by the front door, some utensils by the stove. Like, we're just going all in with the clutter. We have some flowers in the kitchen. All of these things that I couldn't have done if I kept that staircase out front. Oh, I also added a pet bowl. I imagine maybe you could have a dog or something here. I didn't add like a kitty litter box, so probably not a cat in this space. But you could have whatever you'd like. You can add things if you download this house. Also, it's available in the gallery if you'd like it. All the info is down below. But we're going into screenshots now. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You could also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.